I forgot normals are supposed to be baked with linear, not RGB. I had to start it over. That's why I stopped it. Now I gotta save this. Actually, before I save it, I'll go to my mods, because I'm just taking the other mod, Lava, and I'm just gonna rename it and make it the same. I mean, I'm gonna use all the stuff in here. I'm just gonna rename it Lava2 for a different mod. Now I'll just have to change the mod info so that it's got Lava2 instead of Lava. That's how you do a mod fast, so you don't have to redo all this stuff. Damn it. Alright, I'm not gonna probably use this, or I may. I'm gonna use that same image, but I'm not using this model. What would I name the material? Lava baked. Let's change that. This is your material for your mod. Which is the name that you give it in Blender. Name of your material, which defaults material when you make a material. And I'll probably change the color map depending on what color map. What did I use? Oh, I'll look in a minute. But this is where I'm saving this normal map too. I didn't do the normal maps like this on the other mod. These are baked off a higher poly. I just had just a regular map. It wasn't even really an emitting map. I did have a normal, but that's what I call a poor man's normal. It was a normal that's generated in a paint program, not real 3D normal. Oh, it is 3D, but it's not really. I don't really know how to explain it. So, save this. And now I just have to bake a regular map. I may not need to. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like without it. Oh, well. Guess I'll do it. Image texture. It's not going to be an alpha. So this will be the diffuse. And this one will be RGB. See, it's just black now because it's got to bake the texture on it, which will come from this model and go to that model. You have to select it this way by picking it and then holding shift and picking the low model. It's a little complicated. I mean, I don't know why you can't just pick them in there, but it don't work like that. In the image editor here thing, it'll show the new bake texture. Which, if you saw me, I just made a stencil using the texture of like this crusted up lava just to give it some texture. So it's not a smooth blob, it's got some characteristics to it. But you can't use a high poly model. Well, you could, but it's not gonna. I gotta fix that. I'll fix that in the damn program. So you got a low poly object with high poly normals. That's why you bake normals, so you can make a low poly object look like a high poly object. But otherwise it'd look like that. But yeah, I gotta fix that, which has to do with this. And I don't want to wait forever for keep trying different settings. So I'll save this as lava bait. This would be a diffuse. And I'll convert these to DDS files so that they're better on the performance. Now, to make this sucker into a mod, well, I don't need the high poly model anymore, which you can see the high poly versus the low poly, which the low poly, you know, it's going to look low poly to some extent, but at least it's got the normal maps baked into it now to make it look a little more higher poly. So unlike regular things you make in here, shit, Blob. Unlike normal things you make in here, this doesn't have, mods don't have the axes, the base 0, 0 and the start 0, 1. They're just like this. And you just, well, I gotta set the origin, because right now the origin is, it's gonna spawn in the ground. So I don't want it in the ground, I'm gonna actually put it up in the air. Object set origin, the 3D cursor, object set origin, just apply all transforms, so it's set. Now I'm export the DAE. I want to save the file first. Save as Blob. Alright, now I gotta export the DAE, which is the actual model that the mod shows. Into the folder of vehicles, you know. It's already got the texture in there, so I don't need to copy it. Alright, now I gotta make this into a JBeam, which I got the JBeam exporter. I go to the desktop to my notes folder. Notes, links, JBeam exporter. The way you install them, you just go to preferences, add-ons, and you'll install an add-on and you'll just look for the downloaded. It's like it should be in your downloads. You'll look for this IO mesh JBeam zip, and you'll install add-on, and it should have it already. Here it is. It should have a check mark to show that you'd enable it by putting a check mark, and save preferences if the autosave isn't turned on. What that'll do is it'll give you options to export JBeam files from Blender. Or if you like typing in all the coordinates for all the vertexes, then be my guest. That's some boring stuff to do there. Like, if you look at this thing, you'd have to type in the coordinates for every one of these little dots, which you can find them all here. It's got their vertex location. This is what you'd have to enter in. All that stuff. Who wants to do that? Hell, that's why I wouldn't. That's why I originally wasn't interested in making mods. Like, nobody wants to type in all those. There's thousands and thousands of them damn things. But anyway, you just go to File and Object Mode. And if you got multiple items, you gotta basically tell each one in this green thing here, JBeam properties, each thing, each model, which is only one model, but the prefix you change it to so everything's different. Like, I'll just type Blob to give you an idea of what it does. So now when I export this JBeam, it exported one JBeam file, which if you're in your, you go to Scene Properties, and it'll tell you where export path is for your JBeam stuff. which I got a shortcut on my desktop to there, so I don't have to go hunting for it, which is right here. So there's that blob. So what I'm going to do now is drag that into my Notepad++, which you see I already have a few things open in here, but that's fine. Now I go to my desktop where I got that new folder where I copied that mod and renamed it. Blob, 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 where you at? Or Lava2. Alright, so now I copy in the JBeam of the other lava into here, which is the one I'm just going to redo. So this is this JBeam. I'm going to rename it the Lava2. I couldn't tell this stuff did any damn thing. I'll take that out. And I will do the reference nodes for this one. So friction coefficient is how well it slides or grips on the things. I wanted it to slide really easily, and I wanted it to weigh enough so that it could push the car or damage it. So each of those little vertexes I was clicking on, they weigh 20 whatever each. Self-collision means that it collides with the ground or the world. Collision means the vehicle can collide with it. So these are the old nodes, which I'm not using. I got new nodes. Remember, I put Blob in front of it. These are the new ones for the new model. So they're just going to replace the nodes from this one. So I usually just put a cursor there and I find the bottom of them. That's where they end. I delete them. And then I drag and drop the new ones into there. Which is to tell you where the nodes end. You'll see group. You'll see beams. So that's where they end at. And where they go right here. So the name of the mesh is what goes here. If you had more than one mesh, they'd just go under that. It says Blob with a capital B. And I'll just call it Group A. But if there was a second mesh, then it would go on the bottom, or third, or fourth, or fifth. That's how the mod knows what the model is to go with this data. Fixed just means if any of these are fixed where they don't move. This is good if you're making something like a gate that you can break open, but you don't want the whole thing to fall, just a door to break open. You have parts of the gate that don't move put in here. And basically any of these vertexes, like if you look at this in edit mode, basically every one of them vertexes, which Blender calls vertexes, the game calls them nodes. You can have any of them just be fixed where it won't move, but everything else will. And basically beams are the edges that connect two nodes together. And the triangles, well, I didn't triangulate this. I'm surprised it exported it. Triangles are just three nodes that creates a triangle. It's that simple. So back to the thing. Now you got to put the beams in, which you see here is just all a beam is just two nodes, because it knows that to make a line between the two. No. And delete. And this is the strength of the beams. That means these beams won't break, and the spring is pretty low. It means it's pretty flexible, kind of like spandex. So here's all the nodes. They end, all the beams, they end there. I just drag and drop them right underneath where the strength of it is. You see beam ID 1 and 2. That's what this is, ID 1 and 2, which just means two of these nodes. Now these numbers you see, that's after the nodes. All those are you go into edit mode and look at your mesh, pick vertex, like I was showing you earlier, all those numbers are XYZ coordinates for them. So all those numbers are XYZ. So now the triangles go get put in. So we delete the old ones. Well, delete them, and we put in the new ones. And that's that. So this is basically done. I just have to put the reference nodes in. So I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to load the Beam editor, which I can put a link to this too. Node Beam editor. They took this out of the game. I don't know why, but they did. So there is our Blob mod. Now when it's asking for these reference nodes, it's asking for whatever node is closest to where the red, blue, and green line come together for a reference node, which probably be that one right here. So you tell it to show node names, and that's Blob 186. So the reference node be Blob 186. I just hate when I don't have that click. Click there. Blob 186. What's in the back of that? The back of that. Well, hell, that's up to you. What do you want to be the back? I'll just pick one back here. Blob 382. Now what's to the left? Well, which side's the left? Well, I don't know. I'll just pick a side. Blob 259. And the one that is up is the one that's directly above the reference node, which it ain't got to be exact, but get it as close as you can. Which maybe that'll be Blob 205. These tell the game, if this was a car, for example, which part goes over it first to become, you know, the winner at the finish line. It also has to do with the camera. When it spawns, where's the camera? Have you ever had a mod that the camera goes crazy and you're like, what the hell? Looks like it's got an L in there. Blob L205. Damn, there's L's in front of all of them. I didn't even see the L. Now, let me just, some got R's, some got L's. Blob L383. I don't know how I didn't see that. And the reference node, it's got an L. It just runs out of letters and it uses like L and R. I guess, I don't know. How far the camera will be from it, I don't know, I'll leave it at 15. Alright, we'll save it and it should load up now. Oh, I almost forgot. This thing will just collapse into just like a rug on the ground because there's no supports. I mean, there's no supports at all. So what I'm going to do is underneath the nodes, where the beams are at, here, I'm going to put some supports. So I put a cursor here, then I go to beams, and I'll say add single. And what I'll do is I'll connect some of these like horizontally. You can't really see what's happening, but it's just creating a blue line that's connecting these. They're kind of like reinforcements. I could have did this in Blender. It'd have been probably easier. I don't want to put too many because I want this thing to kind of mush up a little, deform a little. You'll see it'll be clear where these are when this thing spawns. You'll say, oh, I see where those little supports are. It looks like underneath, it looks like the outside of a tent where you got a pole pushing up against the canvas. Oh, that ain't where that one was supposed to went. Alright, let's just see what that looks like. Alright, we'll save it. We'll put this into the mod unpacked folder. I'll just copy and paste it in the unpack. There it is. And I didn't go over it, but basically the default .jpeg is an image that's 400 by 200. That's your preview picture. So now we'll load the game. And we'll pick like grid map or something. Actually, I'll pick something other than grid map. Something that's got hills. Or I could just import a terrain into grid map, but then start making it take longer to load. Let's pick cliff. Alright. I'm gonna go to vehicles. You should see there's Blob 2 in there. Or Blob in there. Lava2 rather. I don't see it. Damn. I must have put that in the wrong folder. Mods. Unpacked. Oh, I did. I put it in the wrong place. I must have put it in another folder. Well, I know I put it somewhere. It wasn't the game, though. I think I put it in like a different older version of the game. Y'all liking this new menu? I like it because I can reload a level fairly quickly without having to go back to the main menu. It makes it testing stuff really quick. I'm kind of irritated that a forest ain't working right. It was Lava2 spawn new. I did something wrong with the texture. We're not perfect, are we? We all make mistakes. There's our lava blob. Bloom. Let's see how much it damages the vehicle. Cool. See how well does it slide down a hill? Like a bean bag or a nut sack or something. A blob. Now it will do some damage if it hits the car. I imagine this would be like something ejected out of a volcano. If the texture was right. So I figured that out. Figure out what went wrong with that. One way you can check your textures, I can't believe I made a rookie mistake. I make mistakes all the time. I make them all the time. So what I'll do is I'll go into editor and I'll pick the vehicle and then I'll look at material editor and I'll see there's nothing here. I know screwed up. But I don't even see a texture here, but license plate, then I screwed up something. So let's look at the mods, unpack, Lava2, vehicles, Lava2. No, this is the file here. Oh, I didn't put the damn name of the texture in there correctly. I remember saying I was going to go back to that and fix it, and I never did. So I just changed the lava baked. Remember, I just put lava baked. I never did plug in the damn color map. So what goes here? Oh, let me convert these to DDS file format. And once again, DDS files are better than FONGs and JPEGs because they don't have to go through the CPU first to be decoded. They go straight to the GPU. And they're smaller in size. So I only have two maps to convert. This lava and this normal map. Alright, so I said I was going to fix that too. That black spot. So I'm going to use the clone stamp. I'll just clone a little bit of this and stick it there. Shit, needs a little more smoothness. There, that'll be fine. I think that'll be alright. Export as same name. Just actually, let me make it easier. I'll just call it d.dds for diffuse. It'll be compression type BC1 generate bitmaps. And now the other one. I'll fix that also in there. All right. I'll just clone a little bit of this. Put it right there. Fix that spot and that spot. Export as. I'll just put n.dds for normal map. Now this gets BC5 compression. Generate bitmaps. Always generate bitmaps. If you don't, textures will look twinkly and sparkly looking. So the color map is d.dds. This will be n.dds. D, N, normal maps N. I think that's it. I have to do some more tweaking in the editor, because I don't know all this stuff exactly. I let the editor do it, and then I just overwrite the stuff. The more I do, the more I figure out, and I learn a little more. Now I just have to exit, reload. That's why I like this new thing, because you can go free roam. And just real quickly, it just reloads. I love it. Love it. Makes testing so much quicker. Now our blob should work. Damn. This is one of these effing times I got to delete the temp folder. Actually, you know what? Let me also change this. This has a lot to do with it too. Where the mesh is looking for the texture. It's written in the DAE file. So I'm just going to reload that texture in here. D.dds. Now I'm going to re-export it into the game. Blob.dae. Yeah, God, I got copy that in there too. Alright, so now what's going on? Probably the temp folder. Probably I need to close the entire game and delete the temp folders. It's annoying stuff, man. So we got a vehicles folder. You can delete that. And then you got another folder that's a temp folder, but there's nothing in there yet. I did not edit the material yet in the editor, so it won't make a material yet. This folder that I deleted the Blob 2 out of, or Lava2, this is the CDAE file, which is a temp file for the mod, or any model in the game, whether it's track or mod. It makes a temp. Actually, not for the level objects, for the mods. Levels there in like the levels temp folder, levels folder. Which, let me double check. Let me make damn sure I loaded the right thing in here. So, mods, unpack, Lava2, vehicles, Lava2. Make sure I got the right one loaded. No, I didn't. That's why it didn't work. I had the wrong one I was editing. Which means now the other mod's not going to work. Close them all. Make sure. Which one? Yeah, I had the wrong one and I edited the wrong damn material file. Dumbass. Lava baked. Well, that would be why it didn't work. I was editing one that I had a lot of crap open in there. I just had the wrong one. Wrong one. Alright. No, I should have no problem. Everything will be alright. got this delay. Just to get that optimized. There we go. Everything gonna be alright. We got us a blob, a lava. I would like to know how to tie a loop. I'm gonna ask my brother. I bet he knows. He's a Loo man. His job, he's a programmer, so he knows Loo. I'm gonna see if he knows how to tie a Loo particle. Some way like the afterburner effect. Tie it in. So we'll put our little vehicle here. Right here. Alright, now we're going to put our mod of our blob here. But I'm going to pause it. Oh, shit. I put the truck there. Put the truck, put the blob up there. Alright, tab. I think this is going to be an issue. I'm going to go where I want it to go. So I'm just going to spawn a few of them. Spawn a few. One of them bound to go there, I would think. Clone. Damn, is this not working right now? Used to it clone the stuff. I guess it ain't. Alright, let's see if one of these blobs hit our car. The texture messed up on the back. Oh well. Well, we just look at where they go, and then we know where to put the car. That's simple. Because they'll pretty much go the same place every time. You can guarantee that. Easy peasy. Just like that. There's some instability in one of them. You know what I see instabilitizing more than anything is the tires on the vehicles. Them things are like the first thing to like lose stability. Well, anyways, this has been fun with making a mod. I'll link it in the description. If anybody wants to play with a blob of a mod, a lava ball, which is pretty kind of cool. I guess if you take all the blobs, you could do something like, let's see. I don't know. And y'all got some creative video ideas, I'm sure. Like, you know, the volcano erupts and the blobs fall from the sky as flaming meteors, which would be cooler if they actually had smoke and stuff on them.